Hello and welcome to Just Hoops. In today's video, we're going to talk about Mikal Bridges and give his case for Defensive Player of the Year in the NBA. It's a tightly packed award, but I'm going to just make this video to show what Mikal does at such a high level and why he should possibly get this award. So first, let's dive into some stats. He's averaging 1.2 steals per game. His defensive rating is a 106.9. He's 13th in average defensive matchup difficulty. He has a 7'1" wingspan, and he is the head of the number 3 overall defense in the NBA. Mikal Bridges does a lot for the Phoenix Suns at this end of the floor, both from an individual and team aspect. So in this video, we'll dive into some things that he does at a really high level and really allow you to see why he deserves the Defensive Player of the Year recognition. First, let's talk about Mikal as an individual one-on-one defender when he's on an island. So to start this part of the video, let's look at these first 3 clips. See who he's guarding: James Harden, Chris Middleton, Anthony Edwards. He has the responsibility on a nightly basis to guard the best player on the other team, and he does it at a really high level. As a one-on-one defender, Mikal does a great job at understanding who he's guarding, what they like to do, and how to prevent that. Along with that, he's incredibly fundamentally sound in his defensive mechanics and exactly what he does. He doesn't overreach himself. He does everything very fundamentally sound. He doesn't foul often. He stays low, keeps his hands active, keeps his hands up, doesn't reach. He does a really good job at contesting shots too off the bounce. He's able to come in from behind with his length and contest things from behind if he gets blown by toward the rim. You can see against Chris Middleton here, he stayed low, contested the shot. In this clip against Anthony Edwards from earlier, he stays low in a position where he can stop the drive but also contest the shot. Overall, just his ability at this end to take on these matchups night in and night out, not miss a game. He understands where these guys like to be, where they want to go. He gets up into the ball, makes them uncomfortable, and makes them work with his length, with his athleticism, with his quickness. This clip against Brandon Ingram first stops the break and then forces him into a highly contested tough 2. That's what you want as a defender. In this clip, he's going to get Harrison Barnes on a switch. He'll stay in front, active hand contest, stay low, hands are up, and he does a great contest at the rim, forcing the miss. No matter his matchup, like you can see in some of these clips, he's able to switch 3 or 4 times in possessions due to the scheme of the Phoenix Suns. He's able to guard your point guard, then guard your wing, then maybe even switch onto your 4-man. He sometimes has possessions against 5 men. He just does it all at this end of the floor on an individual level, and he's very good at every part of it. He's able to sit in front if you're a perimeter guy in the post. He's more than willing to body up, be strong, physical, 3/4 front that post, front it, force out that deep catch. Then when you're down there off the catch, he's going to sit, be strong, be active, arm bar, do his job. If you're a perimeter guy and you're a scorer, he's going to sit, have his hands active, try to get his hand on the ball, but if not, he's going to be fundamentally sound in his hands. In late game situations, he does a great job at just doing his job. Against Siakam late game, he just sat down, worked, kept Siakam out of deep paint attacks, and blocked the shot. As a one-on-one defender, he's lengthy, he's active, he's disruptive, and physical. He does it all against the highest level competition in the NBA. Now, time to talk about Mikal in ball screen situations as the on-ball defender. So the Suns like to down and ice, especially in ball screen situations, but regardless of the coverage, his length and his ability to slither around screens is second to none. He does a great job at staying over, getting up into the ball initially, and then fighting through, staying connected in some way, shape, or form, getting a hand up, and doing something. In this clip, you can see he downed very good first against Devontae Graham. Then he stayed under the handoff, then got in for a contest, stayed over the screen, and then forced a really tough floater over his extended hand. You'll see that type of clip happens time and time again. His ability to initially be a great one-on-one defender and not allow a rejection or denial of his coverage is incredible. He gets up into it, uses his length to deter the offense from going that way, and then he just sticks with it. He slides, he's able to turn his hips real quick, stay in front. Just his ability to always impact the ball, even with a screen, is one of the best in the NBA by far. The ball screen is such a predominantly used thing in today's offense that to have somebody like Mikal Bridges guarding the ball in these situations, in these actions, really is tough for offense to find a flow, find a rhythm. In this clip against Donovan Mitchell, you see the second ball screen comes in. He's really up into the rock, and he forces him into that ice and then really contests that mid-range shot. He made Donovan work. He makes all these guys work nightly basis, and it's just incredible to watch as an individual defender. These clips do an awesome job at just showing that he's also able to make plays out of this. We'll talk later about his playmaking as a defender, but he's able to force turnovers, block shots, and really just wreak havoc as a defender in these situations. Now let's get into Mikal Bridges off the ball in off-ball action. So as an off-ball defender, he's really good at locking and chasing, using his length, and really disrupting plays. It's the same as ball screens. He does a great job at being able to slither through, fight through screens, and make these types of hard contests from chasing. He stays connected at a really good level, and he's just very good in these situations. Even though Phoenix switches a lot, they don't tend to get caught up in these actions. So this section of the video won't be the longest, but he's still very good at it. He stays connected, chases, gets himself in a position to make a play regardless of what kind of screen it is, whether it's a ram, whether it's a pin down, whether it's a stagger. He always tries to stay connected or beat the guy to the ball. In this play against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, it was zip action to enter. He beats him, contains, and makes him work one-on-one. Throughout all these clips, he's always there with his length and his athleticism, making a play. Lastly, let's dive into Mikal as a playmaker at the defensive end of the floor. Making plays as a defender means blocking shots, making steals, forcing turnovers, and just being incredibly active and passionate about what you do, bringing the energy to this end of the floor, and Mikal does it. Nightly basis, each possession, the man does his job at a really high level, forces turnovers, is incredibly active with his great length, he's physical up into the ball. In this late game clip against the Magic, you can see he hustles into the play and blocks a shot to make sure that they seal that victory. There's a ton of examples that I can bring up, but he's great in handoffs, at poking it out, and when it's loose for that split second. He's great in ball screens on a switch, at peeling off and having that active hand to force a turnover in the pocket pass area. He's really good in passing lanes at identifying where the ball's going and just making a play. In switches, if it's a late switch, he can come in from behind and block the shot. In transition, he's great at understanding where the ball is going, who's going to the rim, and he's able to come in and contest from behind. His ability to force turnovers and block shots is one of his most underrated aspects as a defender, but it's one of his best attributes that allows him to be one of the best in the NBA. So to summarize Mikal's defensive impact, he is reliable, he is hardworking, and he takes the biggest assignments on a nightly basis that allow him to show that he is truly one of the best in the NBA. This award is going to be a toss-up between Mikal Bridges, Marcus Smart, Bam Adebayo, Jaren Jackson Jr., Rudy Gobert, and so many other names could be put on this list. He's one of the best defenders in the NBA without question. He's able to guard inside and out and really affect the offense in a variety of aspects as we've gone over in this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are enjoying the play-in tournament and are looking forward to the playoffs. Make sure to check out the podcast wherever you get your podcasts and be ready for new content coming up on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.